Welcome into the Eagle Communications Sports Update on HutchPost.com. High school, college, pro, we keep you in the know. I'm your host, Daren Dunn, your ticket to the inside. Wayne Simien knows there's more to life than just basketball. In fact, he knows there's more to basketball than just basketball. The former All-American Jayhawk and Big 12 Player of the Year at the University of Kansas and former NBA champion with the Miami Heat was in Buhler last week for his two-day camp called To Greatness. A basketball camp for students of all ages. The camp went beyond the court.
I grew up coming to basketball camps like this all the way from the time I was in third grade through high school, and I can remember how much of an impact and influence they had on my life. And so when I had the opportunity to start my own, I got really excited to be a part of that, but wanted to offer them something more than just how to dribble, pass, and shoot a basketball, but really teach them about what it means to live a life of greatness and following Jesus Christ.
Started helping Wayne about 5 years ago in Great Bend with this, and asked him if he wanted to come over here to start one in Buhler, and he said yeah, and so we started it then, and this is the third year that we've had it.
I think that a lot of them understand it to be a basketball camp, but it's so much more than that. I know that the majority of what we do is actually a campus ministry, which is what I spend the most of my time doing, and we have influence at KU, UMKC, K-State, Nebraska, and Baker University. And so if there are any students that are going to those campuses, we love to serve you and help you in any capacity.
It's not just about basketball skills, it's about life skills, and it's about teaching kids about Jesus Christ.
It's pretty easy, to be able to draw parallels through different skills and tactics that you learn in basketball and to parallel and tie those into the gospel. And I think when you do that, it really helps kids at this age retain and understand it a lot better.
Wayne integrates playing hard and all of that with life and a life called to greatness and serving Jesus Christ.
It's a lot of fun, not just seeing kids be able to increase in their skill and their ability, but to be able to, see Christian character really click in their hearts, especially when you have kids that come back year after year, when you have kids say how this camp is unique from other camps, and then also the great feedback that you hear from parents when you hear of their kids, serving their brother and sister, doing better in school, managing their emotions and their temper a lot better. Those things are really rewarding.
When you play basketball, you want to be great, and he says things like, who's the greatest person that's ever lived, and that's Jesus Christ. And so you want to be great on the basketball court, but you can only be great for so long until you lose your skills. Jesus was great his whole life, never made a mistake, and so that's how he puts it all together through that.
Turn and face the sun. The KJCCC is all about changes. Gone is the playoff system of the past. 3 out-of-state schools will join the 11-game schedule, with some teams enjoying a bye week. Hutchinson will open up against Bethany's JV, then face a stout Butler squad on the road in week 3 of the season.
It's going to be interesting to play them at a different time in the season than we have in years past. Typically that's been kind of the last regular season game. I don't know if that helps or hurts us. The fact remains that that's kind of been the monster that we haven't been able to conquer, and so I know that that's definitely on our mind. We do spend a lot of time in preparation thinking about that, and they do a great job with their program, and we feel like we do a good job with ours too, and so we just got to win on the field. We went 6 overtimes with them one time last year, and then they kicked a field goal with less than a minute left to win the second game. So, we're right there. We just got to make a few more plays to make the difference.
The Blue Dragons are home against Iowa Central in week 4, but on the road against Iowa Western and Ellsworth in weeks 9 and 10. HCC is predicted to finish second in the Jayhawk Conference behind Butler. When we come back, Glen sits down with Hutch High football coach Ryan Cornelsen right here on HutchPost.com and the Eagle Communications Sports Update.
back to the Eagle Communications Update on HutchPost.com. I'm Glen Grunwald, joined by Ryan Cornelsen, the head coach at Hutchinson High. And Coach, last time we talked about the transition here to Hutchinson. Now I want to talk a little bit about your background. Of course, born and raised in Liberal, Kansas, and then was the head coach for 6 years. You just told me at La Crosse. And how many years at Hayes?
I've been there. I was there 5 years.
So Hayes with 5 years, 6 years at La Crosse, and of course that was just a short trip up the road to the north from La Crosse to Hayes and jumping up a classification. But Hayes, a nice little town out in the western Kansas, plays in a different league than the Hutch Salthawks play in. So again, a little bit more background. Where'd you go to college at?
I went to college at Fort Hayes, and then started. Actually, I started coaching when I was in college at Waukene, and then that led to La Crosse and then Hayes, and all three places were really good, and I enjoyed each one of those towns and the positions I had, and so I went to been to Hayes the last 5 years as the football and track coach, and this fall took the position here at Hutch.
In his blood, because of his dad was a longtime coach at Liberal, and that kind of happens to you, doesn't it? It was just kind of an automatic step in, and you probably always knew you wanted to be a football coach.
Yeah, I did. It's when you're involved with it in high school and in a program that was successful, and then your dad's the coach, and it's just kind of a family thing, and what you do on during football season and year round. So it was a natural fit for me to go into coaching, and I always knew that's what I wanted to do, and got started as early as I could.
Coach, married and with kids?
Yeah, my wife, Jamie, she'll be teaching here at an elementary, and then my daughter, Kaylee, will be going to Graber Elementary, and my son, Cooper, will be going to Central Christian.
Well, the changes you've made, again, 6 years at La Crosse, 5 years at Hayes, we're hoping that it is a 5 or 6 year stint here. And coaching, that kind of goes with the territory, and I think the spouses just are kind of ready for that. I'm assuming that Jamie knew what she was getting into when you two got married.
She did, and she's very supportive, and it's just, like I said, it's kind of what we do in our family, and hopefully we can be here a long time and raise our kids here and let them go through school here. And as a coach, you just never know, but that's the plan, and hopefully that's the way it goes.
Coach's sons are usually the role model is the dad. I'm sure that was a situation in your life as well, Ryan. Your dad, a very successful high school coach, and I'm sure there's some traits that carried over into your coaching philosophy.
No doubt. He was extremely successful in football and in track, and hopefully I picked up a few of those things, and just being around him and his work ethic and his relationship with the kids, and I saw him motivate all different types of kids, and hopefully I've tried to carry those things on, and just being most people go to clinics. Well, I had a clinic every day in the house, and just being around him, and hopefully those things have carried over to me in the way I treat our players and the way I coach.
Coach's dad, Gary's helping out here as well at Hutchinson, kind of helping with the transition and get things going. We're going to have Cornelsen on some other times throughout this fall, so just want to give you a little background about Ryan Cornelsen, the new head coach at Hutchinson High School.
Welcome back to the Eagle Communications Sports Update on HutchPost.com. High school, college, pro. We keep you in the know. The Hutchinson Monarchs needed back-to-back victories against the Kansas Cannons to make NBC play. However, they fluttered just short, falling in 11 innings 3-2. The loss comes after a gutsy performance by the Monarchs to defeat league champion Valley Center twice. The Monarchs finished the season 17-21, while Corey Roper sets the pitching standard for future Monarch aces at 128 strikeouts for a career. From K's to the K, Kauffman Stadium has been an upbeat place, not counting the loss to the Cleveland Indians 10-3 in the final game of the homestand. Before the loss, KC reeled off 3 straight victories against the Indians, including wins of 2-1, 6-4, and 7-5. The Royals were out-hit 26-24 in those 3 games, but still managed a 3-0 record. After a 5-1 run last week, the Royals are back above 500 at 53-51, just in time for another homestand against the struggling Twins. That's a look at your Eagle Communications Sports Update on HutchPost.com. If there's something you'd like us to talk about, make sure you comment below. Until next time, I'm Daren Dunn, your ticket to the inside.